friends and fam? What it do? Yours truly, Joe Che, back with season 1 episode. I don't even know anymore. I don't care, but it is Technical Tuesday, and we are diving in to the Bitcoin market cycle. What is it? How do our emotions play in it? How does this cycle play out? Why does Bitcoin go so high and then so low again and then even higher and then not as low but so much lower than the high was, and what all of this means? So you're about to get a ton of information. It's all beginner level, so please don't exit this video. Learn something, educate yourself, and just really learn about this opportunity that I'm about to present to you. All right, so everything in our world is connected, and there's no denying that. You don't have to be religious, you don't have to have any crazy beliefs, but if you have a conscience, you know that karma is real, you know that the energy you put out into the world, it cycles back and it comes back to you, and that there's always going to be this cyclical effect of things happening, good happening, bad happening, then good happening, then bad happening, and it's going to go on and on forever, okay? And we can see this in our financial markets as well. So this is how I'm going to connect Bitcoin to kind of this whole, it's kind of connected cyclical mindset kind of thing. Because we can see this in the financial markets. Of course, in real estate, 2008, you had the huge bubble crash or whatever it was, real estate plummeted, and then it rises back up from the ashes. And right now, we finally, in 2020 into 2021, we finally kind of tipped over that scale of where we actually were way back in 2008. And the market is going to continue to rise until it crashes again, making a higher low from what it was before, but continuing the trend of going up. Because as money's created, money loses its value, we pay more for things, there's inflation, everything just continues to rise over time now. And there's going to be crazy highs and crazy lows because your emotions are going to be affected, all right? So Bitcoin is the most accurate way of measuring human emotion in any financial market. And that is because there isn't as many big players yet. Like it's a completely open source market. So every single human being in the world with internet on your phone can access, can buy, can sell, can trade, leverage Bitcoin, can literally do anything in the cryptocurrency market. And so anybody is buying and selling Bitcoin at any time in the day. It's not a 9-to-5 thing like the stock market. It's not like a slow time moving thing like the real estate thing. It's like real estate's also very expensive. Bitcoin's available to anybody. You can buy 1 penny of Bitcoin. You can buy literally 100 million Bitcoins. And it's all just based on the liquidity and the amount of people buying and selling in the market. But all of that we're going too deep. But basically, no banks, no institutions, no countries, nobody runs Bitcoin. We run Bitcoin. When there's more buyers in the market, when there's more human beings, when there's more Bitcoin being bought than sold, like that is when the price goes up. And when there's more Bitcoin being sold, that is when the price goes down. So you'll notice when there's like all this news about bad things happening about Bitcoin, you'll notice these like sharp spikes in price action. But that is literally just human emotion in the market. There is fear, and there's fear sentiment in the market, so the price is going to go down. Like for example, literally Bitcoin dropped again. You'll notice there's a floor at 28 to 30K. Bitcoin, it's not dropping below there. So if it does, then we might have an issue. We'll re-talk about it then. But basically, like Bitcoin went back up to 35K from 30K again, and then China came out about this like ban or something like that, and it dropped to $32,000 again. And then we are back all the way up at $36,000 now. So of course, fear and sentiment was brought into the market then, and it dropped the price drastically, almost $4,000, $35,000 to $32,000. It hit like 31, almost 30, but the fear was brought into the market. But look at the trend. Look at where the price action is moving and where we are going overall, and like you'll be able to see. So don't take these little spikes on the smaller time frames so much as just the bigger overall trend of where we're going with where we are in this 4-year market cycle. This market cycle has been happening literally and will happen in Bitcoin every 4 years since its creation in 2009. So it happened, it's called a halving. So basically 50 Bitcoin were being released every 15 minutes from 2009 and to 2013. And then in 2013, they halved Bitcoin. So only 25 Bitcoin were being released every 15 minutes. And in 2017, 12.5 Bitcoin were being released every 15 minutes. And then in 2021, 6.25. And this is perpetual. This will go on forever until there's no more Bitcoin being released. That is why there's a max 21 million Bitcoin. That is why we're already at 17 or 18 million Bitcoin released. That is why the price is at the point it is at today. Because in 2009, 50 Bitcoin were being released every 2.5 minutes. Every 15 minutes, my bad. And that means all the miners on the network who were creating and putting and helping Bitcoin run, creating kind of nodes, creating like those parts of kind of putting into the network, putting their energy and time into the network, they were being paid a lot of Bitcoin to do that. And there wasn't that many of them. So they were stockpiling hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of Bitcoin. And these people knew the power of Bitcoin. And so as more and more people figured this out, they joined the network. And so that 50 Bitcoin was being released between more and more people. And then 2013 hits, and only 25 Bitcoin are now being released every 15 minutes. So there's all these more people in the network getting paid. Everybody now is putting their time into Bitcoin, putting their efforts into Bitcoin. And we're not talking a lot of people, but we're talking about a lot more people than there were in 2009. This 25 Bitcoin now has to be separated equally among all of these people contributing. Okay, so we go 2017. Bitcoin is going crazy, all right? So we'll go this. In 2009 to 2011, because there was 2 cycles in the first 4 years, because stuff moves quickly, of course, when it moves. So 2009 to 2011, the first Bitcoin bull run, price went from 1 penny, literally 1 penny. It was under a penny, but it went from 1 penny to a peak of $31.95. So if you put $1 into Bitcoin in 2009 and sold it in 2011, holding it for 2 years, you would have made $3,195 on every single dollar you put into Bitcoin when it was started. All right? But then the bear market hits, okay? And this happens every 4 years. What goes up must come down, all right? In 2011, price quickly hit $32 and then quickly dropped 80% all the way down to $3. So your 1 penny, you would have had 1 penny, you would have had $1. You put $1 into Bitcoin when it was at a penny, and then it goes up to $31.95. You now have $3,100, and then it drops back down to $3, and you're like, oh my god. But what? You still have $300 from your $1. You're still up 300 times from you putting $1 into Bitcoin. And then 2011 to 2013 comes. Bitcoin goes from $3 to $1,172. An increase of 500. It went up 554 times at price. It went from $3 times 554, 18, or 1182. You can do the math. Then it drops again. It hits the peak in 2013. It drops again back down to $172. So let's say you put your $1 in 2009 and you're holding it. All right. 2013 comes. You watched your $1 go up to $118,000. All right. That's what it would be. 1 penny times or $1, how many ever Bitcoin shares, $1, 100 times 11 times 1,182. You'd have $111,000 if you put your $1 into Bitcoin in 2013. What? And then it drops back down to $172, 85% retrace, very similar to what happened in 2011. That 85% drop for Bitcoin, it's a pattern, okay? You're gonna notice a pattern. It went up 3,195x in its first cycle, and it went up 554x in its second cycle, all right? So you take the first cycle and divide it by 6. Notice that as well, all right? We run into 2013 to 2017. Bitcoin is at $175, and Bitcoin jumps to $19,700 at its peak, okay? These moves, you're gonna notice, you look at a chart, these moves go quick, okay? It accumulates, the price goes up, and then it shoots up. And so you have to obviously know in the peak, but read the market, DM me. You can figure out, you can learn more if this interests you. All right. So Bitcoin was at $175 and it goes up to $19,700. It goes up 95x. Okay. It goes up 95 times. If you bought one Bitcoin in 2013 and wrote it up, $175, you would have had $19,000. Okay. 95 times your money. All right. What is 554 divided by 6? Around 94. Okay, so we divided by 6. We've been dividing times by 6. All right, and then of course in 2017, what does Bitcoin drop down to? Of course, it hits its peak at 19,700 and immediately tanks. You better sell your Bitcoin. You better cash out. You got to learn the markets and you need to invest more time into these things if you want to actually make money in it. But we're looking at patterns here. And so drops down Bitcoin from 19,700 all the way down to 3,050. Okay, 85% drop. Okay, 85% drop. Bitcoin, then we get to 2017, we get to 2017, and now we are here now in this market where we're sitting at right now. Of course, you go 15 times 3,200, 3,500, wherever you want to take the bottom of this market is, you get it. It's the 2 cycle. You get the $60,000 that we've gotten right now, of course, and then we get the pullback like we got in 2013, and then the market resets, and so we are sitting at a point in the market where we have pulled back from the top. We've pulled back almost 60-70%, but you got to look into all the patterns and all the cyclical things. We're about to hit a price point where we could hit anywhere between $90,000 and $250,000, like just based off of exactly what happened in 2009, 2011, 2013, 2017, and the price action and percentages that we've hit so far in 2021 in the fourth market cycle that we are running through right now. So like, it might be manipulation because we can read it, but it is pure human emotion. And it's opportunity if you take the time to actually read in to why these things are doing the things that they're doing. All right. Like Bitcoin will hit $1 million a coin because one day there won't be any more Bitcoin being released to people. And like, you guys don't know the magnitude of that yet, of course, but of course, Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, all of these huge, Elon Musk, all these huge whales buying all of this Bitcoin is because money is power. We all know money is power. And so why are all of these people investing millions and billions of dollars into this? All right, we need to be not following, but they're like literally, we need to be educating ourselves and following what the rich people are doing. So this is here. Bitcoin will hit $1 million. It'll hit $4 million. Of course, there's all of these. If the percentages play out like they should play out, Bitcoin should literally flatline. It'll be not a stable. Do not like. It'll literally. It'll get into the millions. It'll get into the high one to like $5 to $7 million, and it'll stay there. It's going to start to stay stagnant because of the S curve of adoption. All right. Everybody's going to be using Bitcoin. Everybody's going to be holding Bitcoin. Nobody, like, we won't be using it as a currency. Like, I don't want to say too much because there's too many just guesses. But it's just the point that this is mathematically written out. Okay, like there's a reason that Bitcoin went up 3,200x in its first 2 years and dropped 80%, and then went up 550x in its next 2 years, and then dropped 85% again. And then went up 95x in its next 4 years, and dropped 85% again, and we are following the same pattern now. So it makes sense. And so it's just up to you at this point to just do your research and look into it and learn and to trade. And to not to trade, just to buy and to hold. Because if you hold in Ethereum, if you hold a Chainlink, if you just hold any of these assets, just these prices and these percentages and these cycles, they always play out, and they will continue to play out. Not in the next months, but in the next years, in the next 5 to 10 to 25 years, these projects and these currencies and these literal, like, we don't like that these technical machines, like Ethereum is literally an internet, like for everybody that's built on open source blockchain technology. Like, these projects are going to play out, and they're going to continue to be adopted. They're going to continue to be used more and more by businesses, which means that the price is going to go up, more people are going to be getting involved, and there's less of these coins that are going to go around, which only means that the price is going to continue to go up. So I'm going to continue to say every Tuesday over and over again as we break down these basic concepts of cryptocurrency, but it's simple. All you have to do is just buy and hold. And if you want to do more, you got to educate yourself. You got to join, like, literally DM me, ask me any questions, like, and we figure it out together, and we grow as a team, as a community. And we create abundance. Cuz like when these things come along, you can, of course, do it alone, but you have to learn from others. Of course, I got a whole community of people that I'm learning from. And it's no sales pitch to join that, but like, invest in yourself and invest the time into the things that you think are valuable for yourself. And don't just sit around and know that it's going to go up and be like, well, like, I should have bought Bitcoin when it was at 1,000. Like, I should have bought Bitcoin when it was at a penny. I would be a millionaire right now. You'd still have the opportunity to become a millionaire, because that's what people have been saying, that Bitcoin is dead for every single year from its existence. China has banned cryptocurrency and Bitcoin more times than years it's been out. They probably banned it almost 15 to 18 times now. So and of course, it's just generating fear in the market, so like they can probably buy more Bitcoin, so they can literally get better prices and kind of control that manipulated emotional cycle. All right. So the moral of the story is, when everybody is telling you to buy Bitcoin, when the NBC, CBS, when everything is coming out and they're like, Bitcoin to the moon, like, it's at $150,000 right now, like, put your life savings into Bitcoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. Wait. But when everybody's telling you Bitcoin's dead and Bitcoin's really low and it's not at, I don't know what it's going to hit now, but it sure as hell is going to drop down again. And so when people are like, oh, Bitcoin was at $200,000 or $150,000 and it's at $30,000 again, like, Bitcoin's dead, like, we did it again. Do yourself a favor and buy some Bitcoin, because like, that is you, like, I'm gonna laugh at myself in 10 years, 15 years for saying this now. But it's just that simple. Like, and buy some Ethereum and just educate yourself on these different projects and the different things that they do, because there's hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins and Ethereums and Chainlinks and rocket tokens and like all of these different things, and there's a lot of scams out there as well. But just do your research, and some of the coins that are 60 cents right now are going to be $100 coins like, in the future. So it's up to you. If you made it this far in the video, kudos to you. But it's really up to you to act on this and to get that investment out there. And if you're not 18 yet, ask your parents. Your parents will say no, but create your PowerPoints. All right, do your research, do your due diligence. If you're 18, get a job and just put 5% of your money in there, because it'll just grow. It'll just prosper, and just hold. Whenever the bad times come, buy more. Whenever everybody's telling you to